Brown University.
On Saturday of last week, there appeared an article in several prominent newspapers which reported on several groups and individuals urging that I become a candidate for the presidency of the United States in the 1968 elections. I must confess that I was quite surprised by these sentiments and find it very hard to take them seriously. Congress find both the courage and the votes to once again move our nation toward a truly great society for every citizen. It is understandable that this war is tending to create a fluid political situation. Should this fantastically unwise and futile war continue to escalate toward World War III and perhaps humanity's extermination, and should the campaign for racial equality be further starved, rebuked, and forgotten, our country inevitably will be facing national disaster. Such circumstances may well cause profound and broad-based political realignments and make relevant an independent candidacy. But even so, I do not conceive of this as my role. I reiterate, I have no interest in any political candidacy, and I am issuing this statement to remove doubts of my position on this subject.
Dr. King, do you think of anybody who would make a good candidate?
Well, I think of a number of persons, but as I said, I'm hoping, and I'm sure millions of other people are hoping, that the war in Vietnam will come to an end in the not-too-distant future and before the 1968 elections, and that it would not be necessary to have an independent candidacy.
Upon what are you basing your hopes, Dr. King?
You mean for an end?
To the war.
Well, I don't have anything at this particular time to base my hope on in the light of the fact that we escalated the war yesterday by bombing MiG bases. This is a further tragic escalation of that war, and that brings a new pessimism into being. However, I do feel that millions of people are going to continue to oppose this war very vigorously, and I think added to those who are already opposing it will be millions of other people. This seems to me to be the hope, that there will be enough people developing opposition to the war that we may well be able to cause the administration to see that it must change its policy and move more toward de-escalation than toward escalation. Well, I'm not speaking of any particular individual now. As you know, I don't endorse candidates. This has been the policy of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference from its inception. So that I will not be endorsing candidates. I will continue to follow my same policy at that point and our policy as an organization.
Dr. King, the other day in Tallahassee, Stokely Carmichael indicated that you and he had reached a pro tomorrow. Is this true?
But I'm not sure what he was referring to
Are you
at that point.
As far as the civil rights struggle is concerned on how to fight it?
Oh, we agree on some things we don't agree on. I'm sure we're in agreement on the war in Vietnam. We certainly want to see that war come to an end. And we are in agreement on the fact that Negroes are not free in the United States of America, and we must have a vibrant, dynamic movement alive at all times to make that freedom a reality. But there are other things that Mr. Carmichael would advocate that I would not advocate.
Do you agree with his method?
Well, you would have to give the particular methods that you're referring to. If you're referring to Black Power, the slogan Black Power, I think there are some positives in that slogan. The psychological call to manhood, the need to amass political and education